Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, trying to get myself together. Well, I do what I do for you. Oh, I got something nice for you today. Let's rock. Right-isms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message, and there's a message in the story to help you through life. I appreciate you tuning in. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. I got something nice for you. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm always on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself, or to the new fellows or the new sisters, right thinkers, the divine marriage. Moving on, let's go. So I asked the question, do you know you? Okay, it's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself too, then I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maat, be true. Speaking of my girl, Maat, this is going to be a good lesson. It's titled, Right Thinkers, let's talk about how and why to keep balance, aka Maat, in your daily life. Not every now and then, not today, not no, daily. So let's talk about it. And this lesson is, again, life lesson. If you follow me, my show, you see me giving the Maat sign, okay? Maat sign means both, equal. When you see the scales, and the whole concept of the philosophy is to keep balance. You're going to hear that word a lot. When I hear people say discovery and balance, they say indirectly, Maat. Why is this? Balance is needed to be able to walk upright. As babies, we come out, we little woozy, a little shaky. But once you get it figured out, once you get balanced, okay, you want to ride a bike, you got to figure out how to get that balance. Everything is based on, again, balance. That's a philosophy that you can manifest and live by. Why? It's there to do just that. It ain't changed since it started. Same thing, balance has been balanced since it started out, okay? But understand that. And you put that concept, watch this, I got a few of them for you. I put balance, aka Maat, in every life decision that I make daily. Why? I live with balance. I live in balance. That's Maat. So I get excited. I gotta calm myself down. Yeah, because you can actually live it. You can use it. That's the intent. To give somebody a weapon and don't have them know how to use it. What's the purpose of the weapon? To be used, to defend, to do what you need to do. Simple. Knowledge of self was that weapon. Still is. I'm putting out the best I could. But remember, decision makers. When you gotta do something, is it good or is it bad? Pro, con. Remember them? That's all thinking. That's basic thinking, but it's called balanced thinking or right thinking. Maat is what? Is the opposite. Again, Maat, chaos. Order, chaos. And Maat is the opposite of chaos, aka, now, you don't hear this word often. Isfet. Spelled I-S-F-E-T. They might not have Wikipedia definition for it. It means chaos, pure chaos. That's the opposite of Maat. Okay? She didn't have a mate. She had an opposite to what? To make it work. Chaos, order. They go together. You can't have one without the other, even with Maat. Okay, now she represents order, which aka divine justice. Nothing bad about Maat. Okay, understand that. That's reciprocity. Okay, if the infinity number, that's Maat. Give, one receives, the other give, other receive. That's the natural order. That's balance. Again, our brains. Okay, here you go. Maybe a better one. We got a brain. The brain is Maat. Why? We got two hemispheres, a left and a right. One female, one's male. Come on now. If you don't try to compare or figure out, just listen, get the concept, and then you can use it to what? If you want to compare same thing. It's the origin of what you probably already got from a different perspective. Remember, Maat, pros and cons, good, bad, in, out. Oh, that's Maat. Anything that's balanced is representing Maat. Maat is two opposite things working what? Together in harmony to make one. Left hemisphere, female, right, male. So if you're thinking with the left, you're emotional, you really, okay, and that's fine. That's what it's for. But if you just do that, you're missing out on your logic, your rationale, and other stuff that you need, aka the male side. And if you're just a male, all you think is ego, that's the problem we have right now. They don't have balance within themselves, so everything is based on what? Ego. Just said, with Maat, brings balance. Okay, that means respect for one another. Men, women, when a child is born, it's automatically go to the woman. If a woman loses their child in a custody fight with the man, they're not a good mother. Simple as that. Moving on, but that's how they look at it. Well, I carried it, yeah, but you didn't make it. Okay, remember, balance breaks that nonsense up. We have two sides, aka hemispheres, in our brain for a reason. That's what we're talking about right now. Using both sides will give you a better understanding of the decision that you have to make. And your decision should be based on what's right and mainly what's best for you. A lot of us, only decision maker is what's best for them. They don't think about what's right. Women always think right first. Why? That's emotional. That's why it's there. That's why we had a mother to give us that side, the father to give us the other side. Our biggest problem in society with our young black men, no father figure. Okay, but knowing that, y'all still perpetrate a single household. I ain't got to go there, but yeah, it annoys the hell out of me. But again, no balance. If just a one-parent household, where's the balance? So please, if you think with your left side of the brain, only not thinking right. You're not using what you got with both sides. You have to be able to know the difference between right and wrong, good, bad. Come on, man. That's what the purpose for having two hemispheres of the brain. That's my point trying to get across to you. And if you're just using one side, you're shortchanging yourself, and it never works out good for you. Right thinking is what? Using your left and your right working together. That's how you make good decisions. Well, I didn't think about, you only thought about use one side of your brain. If you're just emotional, you're going to react from emotional standpoint. If you're rational and illogical because you can't control your emotions, you're going to react in a physical way. That's what a lot of men is in prison right now with what? Emotional, not be able to control it. Moving on. If you think with both sides of your brain, now you're right thinking. Why? Because you'll be able to make better decisions based on what you know, not what you believe. Remember to keep your life in balance when daily. That's right living. That's what, if you're Christian, it's the same thing. You follow the tenets. If you're Muslim, it's the same thing. I just keep it to every individual to make that decision to do what they do for themselves. Just understand what you're doing. So that way you're responsible. And if it's good, you benefit. If it's bad, you know the deal. But remember, before you make any decision, any life decision, shouldn't you think first and not just one side? Put them on a scale. Always. That way the decision you make is one that you made. Why? So you can stand on it and be responsible for it. If I decide to do wrong, I should know that I'm going to pay for that. Back in my day, if you can't do time, don't commit a crime. Why? Because you can go to jail. I wasn't scared of jail. You couldn't scare me with, why? If I was scared of jail, I wouldn't do what I was doing. Okay? Moving on. decisions are up to you for you to make. Just understand that every decision comes with a consequence. If we teach our young that, and that's what we should be doing, when they do something wrong, early, quick. Not abuse them, but just let them know that's wrong. They understand. I got cats that understand right from wrong when I check them. So as a human being, all we got to do is institute discipline, okay, and understanding right from wrong. Make the decision making better. When I say, you stop whatever you're doing. Oh, that means I'm doing something wrong. Simple, little things, but that's parenting. Moving on. Thinking is an important part to get to God. Watch this. Now, where we at? Before you make it, okay, now you see, I have the utmost respect for Maat. Not just because I throw the side up, but I live it. That's the respect. That's the difference in respecting something, worship, and being devoted to something than just walk around, oh, I'm this, I'm that. How we know? I can't tell. See, that's the difference. I'm Maat all the time. I use Maat philosophy in my daily life and have been for the last 20 years. But you can't convince me why. I know it works. So what you think about it, I could care less. I don't do it for your approval or for your validation. Well, yeah, you live in Maat. I could care less what you think. But as a teacher, I have to show my students, this is what I do for you, to show you. And my studies showed me that Maat philosophy is what kept our ancient Egyptian ancestors in harmony for thousands of years. Thousands of years off of philosophy. So don't tell me, well, that's old. I ain't trying to hear none of that nonsense. So understand that that's why I do what I do, and that's why I'm still here doing it for you. If Maat philosophy can uphold and sustain a group of people living on it for thousands of years, it's good enough for me. And I've been doing it for over 20. I've just been teaching it for the last few years, but I've been living this. That's why I know this. Moving on. And with daily practice of balance in your life, you will what? Be rewarded. Simple. Well, living right, doing right, what's your reward? Big house? Nope. Fancy new car? Nope. Blessings that only you need and only he know you need, and he will give them to you. That's the difference in living right and talking about a whole bunch of something and ain't getting nothing for it. Why? Because you ain't doing it. If what you say don't match what you do, that's Maat again. I live that. You can't tell me I don't do what I say and I teach. Why? I know better. I perform that. That's the purpose of me teaching it to you. Sorry, but yeah, I admit about that. The idea that you can believe in something don't work for me. The consciousness and understanding, having knowledge of something, I can manifest what I know. Why? Because that's how I know it. Believing in something, I ain't doing that. Moving on. That's the difference. When I got balance, I can use that balance in every area of my life. And what's this? What's this? When you keep balance in your life, what that means? That means that you're living right. So a good Christian is keeping balance in their life when they're living right. Muslim, same thing. It don't change. Why? Because it's what you do. God recognizes WRIGHT, aka actions or good deeds, and you devote and worship God by doing what you think is right. I call it being God conscious. Got a bunch of names for whatever you do. If you're doing something, you should be able to say what it is. Well, I just do it. Ignorance. Moving on. Maat, aka balance, is my way of life. As you know, I stay in balance when it keeps me humble. If I was ego-driven, I got so-and-so, I do so-and-so, man, I sound like that clown, okay? It ain't about that. It's about giving so somebody else can do what they need to do. That's what I do. It's all for you, not me. Moving on. The views, love them. Why? That means I'm getting the message out. That's what I love about it. I'm the teacher. I control the lessons, the content. I don't control the students. I enlighten them. If they come, I can get them. If they come here, I can get them. I don't go out and snatch them. No, I'm here. You got to come to me. Moving on. Let me wrap this up. I see the clock, and I appreciate you. Hope you're getting this lesson because this is something that's personal for me. Maat, okay? Again, I call it God consciousness. I'm thinking rational, logical, Emotional. See, I'm using both sides of my brain as I'm thinking, right? Why? I'm thinking both ways. I'm not thinking one set way. I don't do that. That's keeping, AKA, what? Mayat, balance in your life. You can't get around it. And if you understand it, you won't try. Nature and Father Time is undefeated. No matter how you try, you're not going to beat them. So what? You join them. You work with them. Native Americans did it. The Aborigines did it. The Africans did it. Western civilization, the white man, the only one who don't work with nature. He wants to define nature. Moving on to another lesson. I got that too. And what I call God consciousness is just being conscious of your actions, what you deal with people and how you do it. Good Christians, good Muslims and Jews, they do the same thing. So what you call it, don't care. But you do it, I got nothing but respect. And if you practice whatever said religion you are, but Mayat is what it is because what? Now you're balancing your life when? Always. Why? Doing what's right. Holding yourself accountable. And doing that, guess what? That's how you get blessed. God knows what's right. You can't profess or pretend to do or be right. Remember, what you do behind closed doors also go into consideration of what's doing what's right. Integrity. God wants to see what kind of integrity you have when ain't nobody else watching but me. I see you all the time. If you had that philosophy, that's what my eye represents. The all-seeing eye. Moving on. Now, but if you practice it, you got it. Now, all you right thinkers who practice Mayat, aka right thinking philosophy, daily, you all know one thing. I can guarantee that to fact. You are blessed. You get what you want. That's what I know about my Christian family who I fellowship with. Just did the prayer line. I put a prayer out there. Now, I put one out there. I'm going to see how good my right now God is. How about that? I put them on display. Oh, I'm trying. No. I need something. Okay, I'm in need. When? Right now. I'll let you know how that work out. But that's the bottom line. Okay, but I know about what I'm doing. I'm not worried. Okay, that's belief. That's faith. It's something, man, trust me, I understand. And I wouldn't have it if it didn't happen already. So faith is believing something before it's unseen. And belief is hoping or believing something before it happens. But once it happens, belief is out the window. Now you got knowledge of. So if you know how to get his attention, you ain't got to do nothing special. Trust me. Moving on. Just want to put that in there. I want you to know. I do it too. I use it. Yes, I do. And understand this. Mayat is, remember, she's God. She's an emanation of God. Okay? And what's this? In principle. She don't care who follows her principle. She's going to bless those who do just that. See what I'm saying? So you can live by that, and by doing that, your life will better. Why? You're doing things that's going to get you what you want in here. Nobody knows all the stuff that you want, but God do. That's the blessing. Not that, no. The blessing is when you know what you need. He know what you need. And if you serve that right now, God, you will be given that. That's called the blessing. Moving on. I owe my life changed to Mayat philosophy. When I adopted that concept, I was maybe 5, at most 6 out of 42. Now I'm 42 for 42. That's what changed my life. I worship and I live devoted to her moral code and standard that I hold myself to for myself. And it's recognized by my higher self. So I'm always being blessed for what? Doing just what I'm supposed to do. Enlighten you. That's part of my job. Moving on. And it's a mission, not a job, it's a mission. When you have balance in your life, that means you're living right. Like Mr. Right. That's all I do. Nothing fancy, just that. And it's easy if that's what you want or desire to do. I got a bunch of stuff I could do. A whole bunch of nonsense. But when you focus, that means nothing. Again, if you use right thinking philosophy, aka Mayat philosophy daily, what'll happen? You will know by the blessings that you receive, you're doing the right thing. You don't need nobody else's approval. Your wife, your husband, your brother, nobody. You want that from him. Why? They can't bless you. They got to do the same thing you do to get their own blessings. Moving on. When your lifestyle is of a righteous and virtuous disciplined actions, you're serving God within yourself. And he's going to be the one that's going to bless you. Get the concept? Hope you do. The modern day, modern day philosophy that they call, now y'all use what they call pros and cons. Look like Maat to me. But what you call it don't make a difference. If you got more cons than pros, the scale gonna tip that way, and that's not gonna be in your favor. You want to have more pros that's for you than against you. That's why you want the scale. And the scale of justice now is tilted. Not even. They ain't Maat. No, they make the scales of Maat. Y'all call the scale of justice. Y'all lying. Why? Justice is equal, balance. Y'all scales is tipped. I can guarantee you who's controlling that scale. Moving on. That's why you can't tell me y'all just. Moving on. Wrapping it up. I see the clock. Sorry about that, but I had to get this out, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Hoping the message is being understood. Now, again, the modern interpretation of Maat is called pros and cons, and that's Maat philosophy, just modernized. Okay, dressed up, but same thing, good and bad. When you know right from wrong, that's Maat. When you do what's right, that's how you earn your blessings. You get karma on the other side. Don't forget, you can't have blessings without punishment. Oh, girl, karma. You reap what you sow. If what you reap means you got to get a visit and not a blessing, it's on you. Be responsible. Again, everything has a consequence, and it comes back to you. I would rather earn blessings. That's why I do the right thing. I know if I do the wrong thing, I got to deal with that. That's my choice. Moving on. Yours too. Wrapping it up. Right thinkers. Right living is balanced, aka Maat living. That's right living. And that will be what? Rewarded by who? Not nobody else. So it's between you and your higher self, aka the guy of your understanding. You can call him whatever you want, but it's the action and the deeds that you show him or her. Mine is a female, okay? Understand that. So, in closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100, me 100, minus a day. So, I never know that my right thinkers who understand and live balanced life, aka Maat, have passed away, because I sure do.